Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else, and we are not doing our dailies today. I got some PvP content for you. This is with the Unchained Aggressor set. I'm not going to lie, guys, I was very excited about this set. That's the proc condition, you get Major Berserk, and when I saw the set, I was like, oh yeah, I am going to be deleting health bars with the set. It's going to be fucking amazing. I cannot wait to do this. I've been posting a screenshot on my channel where I have like a 40 to 50k tooltip leap on a stamina DK running this set, and I've been trying it. I tried it on. I tried it in open world PvP. I tried it in BGs. That's what these are: open world and then BGs at the end. I tried it on a stamina necromancer, and you know, honestly, I could try it on a few other classes, but I've been playing with it off and on for about a week now, and I have pretty good thoughts on the set. And honestly, I just don't think it's currently very good. You know, I mean, and I wanted to go into an explanation as for why. There's a few reasons, in my opinion, as to why it's just not a very good set. You know, the buff that it gives you is fantastic. The duration, if you go full offensive, is great, but the proc conditionality isn't super great right now, and the duration isn't great. So, you know, you proc it based off of getting CC'd. And, you know, as most of you guys know, I do either solo or small scale outnumbered PvP. And when you're fighting 5, 6, 7 people, your goal isn't really to try and line up everything and wait for the stars to align to CC break to proc this damage. It's just to kill shit as quickly as possible. And so if you really specialize in using the set, and when you proc it, that's when you use your ultimate, you can line up some really good burst. However, there's times in every fight where you hit somebody with a D-swing and you take away half their health bar, you just want them dead. You know, it doesn't matter if you proc it or not. You're just going to say, you know what, screw it. I'm going to kill this person. I'm going to leap on them. I don't have Unchained Aggressor up because, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, you're just going to kill them. And so then you kill them, and now what happens is your Unchained Aggressor cooldown is off balance from when you generate your ultimate. And so there will be times, you know, like if you try and coordinate your leap with Unchained Aggressor, it will work. You know, it'll work pretty effectively, but you miss kills on the table. And the minute you leap without Unchained Aggressor up, you set off this long duration to where literally, like, if you want to try and get back in sync, you have to forego dumping your ultimate when you get it for another like 10 seconds until you get your next Unchained Aggressor proc. And so that was my main issue with the set. You know, when you guys watch these fights, you know, that first clip, I procced it, and then afterwards I'm barely ever using it, you know, and I'm trying to make an effort to use it. And I found at times, you know, just to proc it, like, you know, when I would CC break outnumbered and I would proc the set, I was like, all right, well, let's see this damage, let's see what I can do with this against 4 people. And I wasn't lining up burst, I was just doing it just to see the damage and, you know, all that fun stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just not great for 1vx. And, you know, some people are going to say, well, yeah, you know, maybe small scale would be better, and, you know, that's possibly true. But, you know, if you're running like with, let's say you're running with an organized 4 or 5 man group, right, you have to hope that all of your damage dealing friends running Unchained Aggressor all get CC'd at the same time, and then you all CC break at the same time, and then you all line up your burst at the same time. It's an added thing in an outnumbered fight that I just don't think is very useful. On top of all this, you know, when you're fighting against 4 or 5 people, right, and you do get CC'd, your first reaction should not be to go on the offensive. You know, your reaction should be to keep your buffs and keep your heals up. So what I do, you know, if I get CC'd and I have a bunch of people focusing me, you know, which, you know, happens all the time, I'm going to CC break, I'm going to pop my rally, I'm going to weapon swap, I'm going to pop my vigor, I'm going to pop my igneous so I can get my major mending buff. I'm going to keep all these buffs up. And with the animation canceling bugs right now, to where vigor sometimes, like, you can't block cancel it, you can't, you know, sometimes animation canceling is very buggy. See, I got a 19k leap there without Unchained proc. These skill abilities are so buggy that in order to rotate your buffs, it's taking like 2 or 3 seconds right now. And so you have 2 or 3 seconds to pop your heals, to weapon swap, and then in that 3-second window you have left on Unchained Aggressor, you have to pop your, you know, Noxious Breath, hit a D-swing, and then hit a leap. It's just too short of a window. And so, in my opinion, if it went back to its 9-second duration, I think that would be much better and much better for outnumber PvP. I don't think it would make it overpowered, you know, give it that longer cooldown. I think it would, in general, be better. I really didn't like that they adjusted it the way they did. And honestly, right now, I think it's just kind of a gimmicky set. You know, you already are sacrificing healing for more damage, which for me is fine because Stam DK has major mending. Like if you watch this clip, I have like 5,400 vigor ticks. You know, like my healing is a non-issue on this build with Unchained Aggressor. But unless I'm really, really trying to utilize the set, it's just not coming in handy. And so it's too bad. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you do have to be careful with a set that has this kind of damage capability. You know, like Major Berserk is too much. But that's the issue with all Major Berserk sets, in my opinion. You know, it's not just Unchained Aggressor. You know, it's Heem Jaws. It's also a skill like Reaper's Mark. You know, Reaper's Mark gives a fantastic buff, but it only lasts for 5 seconds. And so although you get this great buff, you very, very rarely get to utilize that buff in open world PvP. And so I would like to see the duration of all these improved, to be honest. I don't see, you know, how many Nightblades do you see running Reaper's Mark? You know, I'm the only one, and I'm not really using it for the Major Berserk. I'm using it for the Fracture, you know, because the Fracture buff is fantastic, outnumbered. But I'm very, very rarely getting the Berserk proc. And so I'd like to see it increase to like 8 seconds so that, you know, if you have the buff, you actually have the buff, you know, and some people are going to be like, no, that's OP. It's like, well, Magic and Necromancers and Stamina Necromancers already have a better major buff. You know, they have major vulnerability. Well, it's a debuff, technically. But the debuff is more powerful. Major vulnerability is a better major proc condition than Major Berserk is. You know, Major Berserk stacks with your damage, and your damage gets reduced by 50% in PvP, whereas vulnerability is a debuff, you know? So it's... in those ways, vulnerability is just more powerful than Berserk, and I'm not complaining about a Necromancer's major vulnerability. I'm just trying to bring to light how Major Berserk on a set that would last for 8 seconds wouldn't be the end of the world. Like, you can see the condition. Like, I've already fought a few people with it. I already know, like, when you see it, you're like, oh crap, you know, I got to be a little bit careful on the defensive side. I got to make sure they don't just, you know, destroy my health bar. So these clips, like I said, they're all with Unchained Aggressor. You can feel free to check it out for yourself. You know, like I said, I was trying to make it work. I really was. And yeah, I'm going to be looking at other things. I thought Stamina DK would be the best class to work it on because, you know, you can leap at a long range, and that 6-second window for the hardest hitting ultimate in the game is fantastic. You know, with all that range, I was like, you know, if any class could really use this set and fully test it, it would be Stam DK, you know. And I tried it on Stam DK, and although, you know, like I showed you, like I leap executed somebody basically at full health, you know, and it has those sorts of capabilities, but outside of a dueling situation, you know, I just don't think it's very good. Like, I just don't think it's very good at all. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Obviously, you know, I'd like to get your guys' thoughts. Maybe I missed something, but you know, I'll probably give it a shot on like my Stamina Nightblade. You know, Stamina Nightblade has a chance to proc it as well, like in a pretty good way. Where if you CC break, you can pop Vigor and you can cloak, and you can kind of avoid incoming damage, and then you can go offensive, and you might be able to turn and burn somebody on a Nightblade a little bit quicker than other classes, maybe, but I don't think so. You know, I'm willing to test it. Like I said, at the end of the day, guys, you know, this is why you test these things. Sometimes you run across a set on a specific class that could actually be pretty damn good, and if you didn't test it, you don't find it. And so, although I don't think it's going to be very good, I'm willing to give it a shot. But yeah, I'm going to end my commentary here. I wanted to get your thoughts as well, of course, on what you think of this set, and, you know, if you're utilizing it, or if your thoughts kind of coincide with mine. I know King of Games posted a similar video, and you know, I saw it and I was like, God damn it, King! I was going to post this video, I swear to God. And honestly, like, you know, he has the same thoughts I do. You know, he ran it on Stamsork, and he's a much better Stamsork than I am, so I don't feel the need to test it on Stamsork. But yeah, it looks good. The buff is worth trying. But conditionally in an outnumbered PvP situation, it's just the duration's not long enough. You know, you don't have a long enough duration to really utilize that set. And then obviously I just brought this build into, well, I got a really nice kill there. But yeah, that's the gist. It's nice. It doesn't last. The duration doesn't last long enough for full functional use in severely outnumbered PvP. Probably better for dueling situations. You know, dueling maybe small scale in the sewers. You know, where you're fighting 1, 2, 3 people. You know, really tanky people, and you really need the damage, and you're willing to wait to line up that burst. You know, those situations it might be better. But traditional Cyrodiil PvP, I don't think it's worth it. So those are my thoughts. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.